Mid-Ohio sports car course, and a nice crowd gathers for race number 2 for the Firestone Indy Lights Series. And we've had some rain in the area and more rain possibly on the way. But here's the big news from the morning warm-up.
Here we go. Down into turn 4. You got Rafa looking down the inside of Antonucci, number 1 and 2 in points. A little bit of contact. Rafa doesn't get up alongside Antonucci enough, so probably not a good move. But either way, a morning warm-up, 10-minute warm-up, you just want to make sure the gearbox is good to have contact like that, and you see the reaction from the drivers. Hey, what are you thinking?
So Mike King, repairs to the cars, or will they have to go to backups?
Well, you know, Kim Green from Andretti Green AFS Racing said it was a bit of a thrash for his guys to get Rafa Matos' car ready, but he will retain his starting spot 4th on the outside of row 2. Antonucci will stay on the front row. Here's what both of them had to say about the incident.
I'm just going to put it down to a foolish moment from both of us, you know. Both Raf and I spoke about it after. We have a lot of respect for each other. We're fighting right now for the championship.
Just a stupid incident, you know, very unfortunate that happened. I think both of us, we feel the same way. I should have been trying to pass him. He shouldn't let me by. So very unfortunate, you know, we're both fighting for the championship. That's racing, happens sometimes. Hopefully we learn from that.
Now, both drivers have been talked to by race control. Repairs have been made. We're ready to go. As you can see, we have had quite a rain shower. The track is very, very wet. The starting lineup for this second race is at the top of your screen. They're on the rain tires, but Robbie, what else would you do to a car to accommodate this wet racetrack?
Well, there's a lot of things you'd like to do to the car, and we saw these guys did have times. You want to get in there and you want to soften the car. You don't have as much load being transferred in dry conditions, so you want to put on softer springs. You disconnect the sway bar so the cars are really rolling around. But from the driver's standpoint, you're looking for grip. You want to be able to see and have a clear vision, which is going to be tough, but you want to search for grip. Where is grip? Experiment lap after lap, corner after corner.
Johnny Reed on the pole in car number 9. The last time these cars ran in the rain was at Watkins Glen in 2006. Bobby Wilson won that race. You can see that visibility is going to be a significant factor, and Antonucci dropped way back.
There shouldn't have been a green flag. Antonucci was waiting back saying, oh, they won't throw the green, but they threw the green. Johnny Reed has advantage. He has, I mean, look at that miss back there. If you're back there any way, you just can't see.
The race has been shortened to 40 minutes instead of 60 minutes. We're on board with Anna Beatrice, and there's a car off the track. Oh, and the 27 car.
Yeah, Rafa did that right as he came through turn 4. There's Cindy Alleman spun there, but Rafa just coming through on the inside of turn 4. I saw the rear of his car come around. I mean, look at that. You get onto the grass. So here, watch this. Coming through. There's Rafa on the inside. He's on the inside of that corner. He's putting the power down. Boom, around he comes. The normal racing line here, it gets polished and gets oil on it, and it is like ice. You think you're squeezing the throttle on, and the car comes around. We also had the 24 car there. That's Wade going off.
Yep.
You know, he's got experience. I mean,
and
it is so slick, so slick.
Oh, and Anna Beatrice up there in the green and white car, she's losing spots. On her onboard camera, you can tell how very, very poor the visibility is.
Yeah, hopefully we'll stay with her. Now, here they come out on the front straightaway. Look at the rooster tails in front of her. She can't see anything. So you have to look for references to the right and left. If you're looking ahead, you can't see. You got to go off for references right or left. Ooh, a little contact.
Logan Gomez gets bumped from behind by Mark Olson.
Kept it still running. That's a good sign.
Ari Lyondike Jr. is off the racetrack in 26.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough of how slick it is out there. In the normal racing line, it couldn't be slicker. Like here, as you come down into turn 4, as you watch these guys, they should run up on the high side of the racetrack because there may be grip up there.
Full course caution is coming out for Ari Lyondike Jr. And we are off to a very, very wet start here at Mid-Ohio. Looks like that Lyondike is going to be able to get that car refired and back in the race. But this should be a very interesting second race here at Mid-Ohio for the Firestone Indy Lights. Back at Mid-Ohio, the car still under caution because of the Ari Lyondike incident. He is running, by the way, back underway. We're We're headed for the green flag, and here we go. Johnny Reed continues to lead. Antonucci back to second place, despite the fact that he lost a few spots at the drop of the green flag. Pereira's third, then Simmons, Donoso, and Davison, and Bobby Wilson is off course.
That's turn one, and I saw he was running up on the high side there, and another spinner. That looks like Andrew Prendeville, maybe?
I believe it's Hildebrand.
Hildebrand, it is Hildebrand, exactly, the team cars there. But you saw where Bobby, he was running high, and then two wheels went off, and as soon as you get two wheels on that grass, you can't control anything. But he's back underway right there on our screen.
And the 55 of Pereira is off course. He was running in third position.
Now, see, I'm really surprised that Johnny Reed, he's braking in the normal line. I would think he would get off that line to have better braking. And Donoso's gone by since. Those team cars right there.
Yep.
So,
and there goes James Davison off course. He was running fifth. Boy, you get in this sand under normal conditions, and it's tough to get going again, let alone the rain that we have had is going to make it even tougher. Johnny Reed with only about a car length advantage on Antonucci. Now, Matos, he got off course, remember, in the first lap. He has dropped way back to 15th spot, and as a result, Antonucci is back at the moment in the points lead and chasing Johnny Reed.
Yeah, and Antonucci, look at him running the rims. He's running a high shot there, looking for grip on the racetrack. Get anywhere you can off the normal racing line. And he is definitely faster than Johnny Reed right now. Whoa! You see where he slid? That's a normal racing line. That's why the car is so slick. But it looks like Richard's definitely quicker. But the problem is, stuck behind there, he can't see anything. Little four-wheeling there by Bobby Wilson. Got off somewhere else, but didn't have any car damage.
First and second right here running together, then a huge 4-second gap back to Simmons, who's running in the third spot. Well, Johnny Reed, by virtue of the pill draw after the first race yesterday, started on the pole, and man, what an advantage that was. And there goes Simmons, not only off course, but he is into the tire barrier. Rather significant contact, and this, I would imagine, would bring out another full course caution, and it looks like that Harrington is off track also in the number 6 car.
Yeah, they are going to go full course yellow, and even where Simmons was up there in the keyhole, they got to get that car out of there.
Here's another look at what happened to Jeff Simmons.
Coming into the keyhole, under braking, just didn't get the car slowed down enough, getting in there, searching for that grip, hoping it's there. Well, there wasn't enough.
Here it is from another angle. Oh, this was a separate incident. That's the 54 of Pecorari going off course, and there is Harrington spinning almost into the tire barrier.
Turn one, and just, you know, there's very little grip out here. Whoa, there's some sliding around.
That's Matos again.
Matos again. You saw he got up on the red and white apex bumpers there, and that's whoa,
my goodness.
There's where the four-wheeling was with Bobby Wilson. But you get in on any of the painted stripes out here, then it's ice times 10. Driving on ice times 10.
What a race. Well, next week it is back to a 1.5-mile oval, this time at the high banks and under the lights of Kentucky Speedway. With only a handful of races remaining in the 2008 season, this race in the Bluegrass State should play a big role in deciding the series championship. The Kentucky 100 from the Kentucky Speedway airs August 14th at 2 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. Going green once again after the Jeff Simmons incident, and we got a spin. That's Anna Beatrice right at the start line.
She's still
okay there, yep. Down into the keyhole once again. Now watch Antonucci on the left, trying to get to the inside. Cannot. That's Donoso back there in third. Fourth place is Mitch Cunningham, and Glory Lyondike Jr. is off the course again. His teammate Rafael Matos is out of the race.
Yeah, a little suspension problem. Rafael got with somebody else, so he's parked it and has got out of the car. Again, track surface is still very wet. Antonucci looking down the inside as they're coming down into turn 4. Still the best passing opportunity is, whether it's wet or dry, that's the best place to get it done. But Richard wasn't close enough. But he's all over the back of them as they come through this twisty rhythm section. And
Antonucci's off course.
Wow. But he's going to be able to rejoin here as long as he can keep it going the right direction. So
going to lose a couple of positions.
Donoso back to, what, 4th is it there? Yep.
Yeah.
Back to 4th spot. Whew. Pereira down the inside there.
It's Dylan Battistini now ahead of Sean Guthrie. Meanwhile, Johnny Reed is free sailing, shall we say, with about a 8 or 9 car length advantage. Down to the pit area, and Mike King.
Well, Rafa Matos came into this event leading the Firestone Indy Lights Championship standings by 3 points. But Rafa, very tough one out there in the wet.
Yeah, very difficult out there. I couldn't see anything in the start. I lost a couple of spots because I just couldn't see anything, and I spun out and I got hit by Bobby Wilson and broke the rear suspension, and that was it for us.
So Rafa Matos now will watch the monitor here and see how Richard Antonucci finishes out this day, as Antonucci is poised to take over the championship lead.
Indeed, at the moment, he has a 20-point advantage on Rafa in the point standings. Johnny Reed is a New Zealander and comes from a racing family. Both his father and his grandfather were race drivers. Last year, Johnny drove in the A1 GP series for Team New Zealand and won 4 races. This is only his 8th start in the Firestone Indy Lights. And who else do we have off course now? That is Pereira. And there was a car also to the left.
Yeah. And we're hearing that it's Battistini. So somewhere either those guys got together and they split the track. Both went off on either side. Don't know where that is. We'll figure that out here in a little bit.
And now look who's running in 2nd position. There is Lyondike once again. Mitch Cunningham is running in 2nd spot. 19 minutes to go. Believe it or not, we're nearing the end of the 2008 Firestone Indy Light season. Remaining races next up, the Oval at Kentucky, then a doubleheader at Infineon Raceway before deciding the championship on the 1.5 mile Chicagoland Speedway. Should be an interesting finish, to say the least. Well, Pereira's car is now off the racetrack, and we get set to go back to racing once again with a little more than 11.5 minutes left to go in this race. Green flag is out. Johnny Reed with a little bit of a wiggle coming off the final corner. But he is the leader, and Mitch Cunningham running in 2nd spot. That's Antonucci 3rd. Donoso is 4th, and Gomez is in 5th position. Now the Firestone lap leaders, well, not much to show you. Johnny Reed has led all 13 laps to this point.
And he is one guy that is absolutely taking advantage of the inversion of the top 4 from race 1 to race 2 by him being on the pole here and taking the lead from the get-go and not having to worry about mist and rain up in his face. He's leading it right now. Good job.
Antonucci goes to the inside of Mitch Cunningham in an effort to take 2nd position, and will he or won't he? They go through the corner side by side, and Antonucci spins.
And just what happened there is you saw that Mitch ran around the high side out of the normal racing line. Antonucci had to go through more of the normal racing line that gets polished, oil drops on it, and he couldn't put any power down. He tried to put the power on and spun. He was up alongside him and braking, but couldn't carry the speed through the corner. And Mark Olson has gotten off there in the gravel pit. I don't know where that was, if it will bring out a full course or not.
It was in turn number 4.
Whew, look at that. Just, it's like eggshells. I mean, you can't describe how slick. I mean, with what we've seen, you get an idea that, yeah, it's pretty darn slick out there, but it just is. You're just driving on eggshells. Be so smooth with all your inputs.
And with a little less than 10 minutes to go, the caution comes out again, a full course caution once again. We'll take a break and be back with more from Mid-Ohio. Second race of the Firestone Indy Lights Series here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Just a little more than 5 minutes to go. Johnny Reed takes the green flag and continues to lead this race, which has been interesting to say the least with the wet conditions. Let's get down to Mike King, who's standing by with a very anxious pit crew.
Yeah, this Integra crew, this is only the 8th start overall in the series for Integra Ganassi Racing Motorsports, and they're on pins and needles down here, guys. They have not been able to talk to Johnny Reed for the last 15 or 20 laps, with the exception of the front straight. They've got him for about 400 yards, and that's it. So they are really sweating this one out here at the end.
Well, there's still a long way to go, and Mitch Cunningham is right on his rear wing. He may be challenging for the lead here. Cunningham takes the lead.
And that's off the back straightaway into turn 4. Did a good job, got up alongside him. And the thing that's happening right now in the last 4 minutes of this race is the track is changing corner by corner, lap by lap as it dries out. And you just are experimenting. You just don't know how far you can challenge or push it or what kind of speed you can carry through the corner as the track changes and dries back up.
Mitch Cunningham, car number 33. He's only 21 years of age, from Auckland, New Zealand, and is the younger brother of the 2005 Firestone Indy Lights champion Wade Cunningham, as Brent Sherman once again goes off course. This is only his 6th race in the series. But Johnny Reed is going to try to get it back in the carousel. Is he going to do it?
Oh, no, close.
Man. With 3.5 minutes remaining, Mitch Cunningham retains the lead. That's Davison running in 3rd position. Here comes Donoso, then Wade Cunningham, Antonucci, Guthrie, Pecorari, and Beatrice is up to 9th spot.
And Mitch's brother Wade he went off early on, remember, at the beginning of this race, and he's worked his way back up as guys have been spinning, and it's crazy.
It has been a crazy race. Cindy Alleman running back in 10th spot. J.R. Hildebrand in 11th.
So here's where the pass was made as they're coming down into turn 4 on the back straightaway. Is Johnny Reed close enough to take a look? No.
Mitch Cunningham last year finished 5th in the Pacific Formula 4 2000 series. He won at Willow Springs in California in just his 3rd start. Has a history also in the go-karts. And by golly, it looks like that Mitch may be able to pull out the victory here. You can see the dry line. So will Cunningham be able to do it, or will Reed get the lead back? We'll be back in a moment to find out. Back at Mid-Ohio, and the white flag comes out, not for Mitch Cunningham, but for Johnny Reed. Mitch Cunningham lost it in turn number 1 last lap and relinquished the lead. There is Cunningham's car on the right of your screen up against the tire barrier. And there's a full course caution, so this one is going to end under caution with Johnny Reed taking the victory.
Wow, a lot happened there in those lap and part of what it is the track kept drying, and guys just challenging each corner. And obviously Mitch got to the lead. He said, I'm going to challenge corner 1 a little bit more. Probably got out on that the yellow curving, little slick, and ended up on the inside of the track. That's a tough way to walk back.
There's Mitch with helmet off and Hahn's device in hand, walking back to the pit area. Doesn't have much of a walk, but he had victory in hand and let it slip away. So here is the replay.
Yeah, no, so he didn't get up on the curb. He just tried to carry a little too much speed, thinking the track was drier than it was. Remember, these guys are on Firestone rain tires, and as the track dries up, these tires start to go away. Now we have another incident.
Yeah, here's the one that has put out the full course caution.
Wow, Antonucci went around the high side there. Everybody was stacking up, then came back across the track, made contact with Gomez. Woo.
And Robbie Pecorari also was involved in that incident. So that is the one that has brought out the full course caution, and the one that means that there will be no dash to the checkered flag. There's Pecorari. And there's Antonucci. And so Johnny Reed is going to win his first Firestone Indy Lights race in his 8th start. That's Davidson, who's going to finish in the 2nd position. The black and white number 11 car. Quite a race. Oh, wait a minute.
Why did he come in the pits?
Wait a minute. He's come in the pits. And Davison is going to win the race. Davison is going to win the race.
What just happened?
Johnny Reed came in thinking the race was over.
Yeah, right there, that car right there, Davison, he crossed the finish line prior to to Reed. Maybe if Reed would have come in the pits faster, would have tripped.
I can't believe it.
I don't know.
What a weird race this was from beginning to end. Johnny Reed was in the lead, coming off the final corner, came into the pits instead of staying on track and taking the checkered flag, and James Davison is going to win. There's Logan Gomez and Richard Antonucci. Look at this.
Yeah, they're
pushing and shoving there.
So here we go. We're coming through the carousel. We're under yellow. Remember, we're under yellow right now. Davison branches off. There he goes. Wait a minute.
Unbelievable.
There goes Johnny Reed slowly down pit road, and there is the start-finish line that we just saw.
Wes, Reed jumps out of the car.
Let's not have any sharp instruments around as these guys are getting out of cars here.
Well, take a look at the results. Davison wins. Wade Cunningham apparently finishes in second position. Then Donoso, Alleman, Anna Beatrice finishes fifth, and Hildebrand, Guthrie, Prendeville, Reed, and Sherman. What an unbelievable race. Let's go to Mike King in our Firestone victory lane.
James Davison is out of the car. I grab a little water in the face. You told me before the start of this one that you'd won a couple of races in the wet. That's the strangest finish I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, poor Johnny, he didn't understand, but I was coming very fast. I was very strong under brakes into turn 3 at the end of the straight. And I was just, I was yelling on the radio. I just wish it didn't go full course caution 20 seconds earlier. But I tell you, if that's God's luck on my side after the season I've had, I'll take it. I just want to thank my team so much. You know, things are starting to turn around. We've got a pole, we've led races, and we've got a victory. I can't believe it. I'm just so happy. I want to thank everyone, my dad, everyone who's got me here.
That's James Davison, and that is career win #1, guys. What a way to get it.
After a wild doubleheader weekend at Mid-Ohio, here are the current point standings. Only 1 point separates first and second. Well, we were able to catch up with Johnny Reed. Here's what he had to say about that crazy finish.
I took the white flag, and I should have taken a checkered. There's nothing more to say about it, really. But you know, my radio wasn't working, so I was struggling the whole race with the restarts and everything to know it was done more by hand signals. So I think a bit of water got on the radio, and it just upset us a bit. But there are no excuses for that. You know, it's a learning curve for me. I'm still learning the American racing scene and the way they do things.
Thanks for joining us. For Mike King and Robbie Buell, I'm Bob Jenkins. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.